there. In this tutorial I'm going to discuss about installation of Exchange Server 2010. So before Exchange Server installation we did a couple of settings in our Active Directory domain. We fulfill the prerequisite required, and what are those? We just did that. So now we're going to install Exchange Server, and we can install Exchange Server in a two-way. Either you opt CLI mode, command line interface, or you opt GUI, graphical user interface. Now steps are very much simple in both form, and none of those are typical enough. You can choose any configuration to install Exchange Server 2010. Now let's recap what we just did as of now. We fulfill the prerequisite for Exchange Server 2010. What are those prerequisites? Was uh, fulfill a particular role, fulfill installing a particular feature, installing a particular roles. Now we just took one simple command, server manager cmd space -ip space exchange typical.xml. We first extracted Exchange Server, and then we goes to script, and we just run this command. With this command we able to install the roles and features. Then we install Office 2007 2010 System Converter, Microsoft Filter Pack. Then we set net TCP port sharing into a auto mode. So either you go to graphical mode or you go to command mode. Command is sc space config space net TCP port sharing space star equal to auto. Either you go to, otherwise graphically goes to services. Now prepare schema. Then we prepare schema, goes to our extracted directory, and then we give a command to setup.com / prepare schema. So setup, you will get two setup, either a command line mode, then it will be a setup.com. A graphical one, it will be setup.exe. So setup.com / prepare schema. Then we prepare domain. So the command to prepare domain was is setup.com / prepare Active Directory / organization name, and whatever organization name you want to give. So setup.com, say it is setup.com, either you write setup.com or setup, so setup / prepare ad, and with organization name, whatever organization you want to give. Then we prepare Active Directory. Here the command is same, setup / prepare domain and domain name. Either you prepare every domain of your entire forest by giving setup / prepare all domains command, or a specific domain. So that's the specific domain. For example, if your domain is xyz.com, then setup / prepare domain. Now we did all these prerequisites, we configure all these requirements. Now it's time to install Exchange Server 2010 via CLI. Now we all know about the roles of Exchange Server. Now a couple of keywords were required. For example, if you are installing hub transport, then you have to use hub transport, either HT or H as a keyword. So it's installation of Exchange Server 2010 via CLI. So with CLI you have to use keywords. For hub transport, either you write hub transport or HT or H. For mailbox, same, either you write entire mailbox or MB or M. For client access, either you write entire client access or CA or C. Or H transfer, either you write entire H transfer or ET or E. Or then either you write unified messaging or or U. So these five are the rows of Exchange Server of whatever rows you want to install, you can install. Now let's take example how to run such commands. So for example, setup.com, or you just write a simple setup space slash mode colon install space slash role and colon and then your keyword. For example, if I want to install H for hub, M for mailbox, C for client, then these three will be installed. Or if you want edge transfer, just simply write E. Remember, edge will be separated than hub, mailbox, client, and unified messaging. So this four will be separate and edge will be separate. This is what the command will be. Now let's go to our server 2008 R2 machine, which currently I'm in, and we have to run the command. So let's not delay anything and goes to command and run as administrator, and then we have to first change our directory to D drive, and then change our drive to D drive, and then change directory to EX. So first we change our drive, which is D drive, where we extracted Exchange Server 2010, a directory X where we extracted, and now it's time to give a command. So for example, setup space slash mode colon install space slash R and then colon, and we have to install hub, messaging, and client access. So HMC, whatever we took an example. So setup is started, and you can cancel setup by pressing any key. You can read about the licensing term, and if you accepted that, then let the setup go on. So it's currently copying setup files, and like what we already learned during preparing schema, Active Directory, and domain, we found out first a set of files copy. Now 3 rows going to install. Okay, so the process took some time, and these processes go through. You can see what are the things first setup done. First setup copy all the files, and then our desired rows uh, installed, and then for performing Microsoft Exchange Server prerequisite check, first it check the prerequisite. When Exchange find all right, then they start configuring Microsoft Exchange Server. So we commanded Exchange to get promoted to hub transfer row, client access role, and mailbox row, and then all these steps were taken. Uh, Ultimately, the rows were installed, and the tools were installed. Now it's time to reboot our machine. This is what the alert also suggesting us to reboot our machine. You can see, please reboot this server. Now I'm going to shut down space -R-T 0 second. Shutdown will take some time. Once our system will reboot, we will back. Okay, so shutdown is done, and you can find out all is done. Our machine will run in an idle condition. And I'm just checking this Microsoft Exchange Server 2010 console PowerShell, which is management shell of Exchange, is now installed. Let me go to console first. What this console going to what this console means for us. So as snapping in console, it took some time. Okay, it's taking some time. Another snapping console. Okay, so finally we reached to the finally Exchange Management Console open. So Microsoft Exchange on premises. Initializing. So again, it's taking some time before we. Okay, so first thing we get a alert, and that shows the Exchange shows that 190 days licensing means currently we are using Exchange Server 2010 in a trial version. So that's reason 119 days. This is what the licensing terms are. And if you already purchased, then you can go with the key, project key you receive from Microsoft. Now you can see that organization configuration, server configuration, receiver configuration results are there, and all three having rows distributed. For example, just to server configuration, you can see mailbox, client access, hub transfer, in-file messaging. Similarly with server configuration, same files is there, same options were there. Receiver configurations also having files. We will do the practicals, we will learn about those options, but those are the things. Now let me open the Exchange Management Shell, and how that shell looks like in Exchange Management. This is how a shell looks like, and you can see this is how we can use this particular shell if you want to do command line. You want to use command